Hello and welcome to another Soulful Sundays. My name is Katie, and I'm really grateful to have you here. I know you have a lot of options of content and things to watch and places to put your attention, so it really means a lot to have you here. If you haven't been here before, welcome. I Every week I explore a different topic of something maybe that I am navigating in my life, and I feel like is pretty universal. And I kind of explore these different topics and different ways we can work through them to really live our fullest, most joyful, highest selves. I like to start every week by just coming into this space, coming into this moment, leaving off any thoughts that are lingering. Really gifting yourself this time. So, come into a comfortable seated position. And if you feel comfortable, just close off the eyes and begin to bring awareness to the breath. Noticing the air as it comes in and out of the lungs. Feeling the rise and fall of the chest, the beating of your heart. And together, let's take a deep breath in through the nose, extending the belly, filling up the lungs, holding at the top. And releasing out through the mouth. And really pushing all of the air out, extending the exhale till everything's out. And one more, let's inhale through the nose, filling up completely, holding at the top. And exhaling out through the mouth, pushing, empty. And then coming back to your normal breath. With each inhale, imagine filling up with new energy, fresh oxygen, possibilities. And with each exhale, releasing any tension, any lingering thoughts, anything that's no longer serving you. Really bringing all of your awareness to this moment, feeling comfortable, feeling safe, and knowing that you're exactly where you're meant to be. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, so today's topic came to me. I was laying awake in bed one morning. I couldn't sleep, it was early, and oftentimes this is when my creative ideas or random ideas come to me. I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but um, this is something that I definitely struggle with, and I think it's pretty universal. So, how many of you have ever said, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I'm not smart enough, I don't know enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm not blank enough? So, this is what I would call a lack mindset or lack mentality. Just having this belief that we personally are somehow not enough, or we don't have enough to do the things that we want to do. And I think it's something that in one way or another most people suffer from. So whether it's a feeling of lack of money or resources or opportunities or love, maybe relationships, abilities, so we all kind of succumb to these feelings in one way or the other. And this I believe can stem from this need to be accepted, to be loved. Of course, that's an innate need for all of us. And if you think going way back, it's also kind of a survival instinct. So as babies, we are helpless. We need a caregiver or a parent to provide for our basic needs. So I believe that this instinct kind of carries through. We need to be loved, we need to be accepted. And then this can kind of turn into maybe people pleasing behaviors, trying to fit into a mold that doesn't really fit. Um, and and unfortunately, we live in a society that really kind of exploits this insecurity for the purpose of selling products. So that's what advertising is doing all the time. It's buy this product and you will be beautiful. Buy this makeup. You're not thin enough, so buy this weight loss product, and then you'll be loved. So it's bad enough that we have this, but then it's always being exploited so that we can be sold to as consumers, because that's how the whole system works. That's how our economy works. It's a consumer-driven society, so we are meant to keep consuming. So it can really be easy to fall into this trap of feeling like you're not enough or you're not fill in the blank enough because we have um, a society and economy that's always trying to sell us something based on this notion of if you just have this thing, then you will be enough, or then everything will be great, you'll be happy. Um, but how many times do we see people? Oftentimes, it's the most successful or people who have achieved this high level of fame. They're really empty inside because it's not that next thing that's going to make you happy. So it's really finding that enoughness within you. I know that's not a word, but that's that's what works for me. um, so I had this idea then. What if instead of succumbing to this feeling, it's something that's going to come up. Um, So, what if instead of just trying to bury it and hide it away, what if we shift it to work to our advantage? So, in one way, so a lack of resources can breed creativity. So, this is something that I experienced in my life. I taught abroad at three different points. So, my first job, I was teaching in China at a language schools, like a private language school. And it was pretty expensive to attend for the students, so we had lots of resources. We had a brand new state of the art school, smart boards, um, unlimited printing, laminators, all kinds of teaching resources, toys, anything you could possibly need, we had. We had an enormous supply closet of all these things. And if there wasn't something there that you wanted, you could request it and you would probably get it. So just unlimited resources, and it made things really easy, right? You're just, okay, I'll just carry a bucket of toys in with me for this class and I'll just pick from it. Um, so then it doesn't leave a lot of room for you to come up with your own things because you have things that are already created for you. My second job was I was in Myanmar at an international school. So we had some teaching resources and things, but the printing was a little more limited there. We didn't have the smart boards or video things in each room. So it forced me to get more creative. And I was also responsible for a lot more students. So I was thinking of creative ways where I didn't have to use so many papers and copies and things like that. So I was, yeah, thinking of how I could adapt different activities that I was finding online or how I could come up with things on my own. And I found that it was like the things that I thought of on the fly, or just the random things that the students really loved and embraced the most. But had I not had those limited resources, I wouldn't have thought of that. And then the most recent was a volunteer position. I was in Tanzania at a community kindergarten and orphanage. So I was teaching English there, and they had nearly no resources. So I was just literally just looking in my luggage saying, okay, what can I use? Making flashcards with my gel pens that I use for journaling. And I even surprised myself with some of the activities that I came up with. So it really showed me that it was like, with this lack of resources, you have to think outside of the box and like, okay, what do I have that I can use? Where if you just had everything, any unlimited resources, you don't really have to think differently. So and this is also probably something that everybody at home maybe has experienced. Let's say you haven't gone to the grocery store in a while, you're low on food, and you have a few random things, and you think, okay, I have to make dinner. What can I make with this? So, yeah, you have to get creative. And sometimes the best things are born out of that lack of resources. So yeah, how can we look at, okay, I don't have everything I need, but how can I creatively think about this and create something even greater? Um, and then lack of money. So lack of money, I feel like, can bring clarity on our wants versus our needs. Now, I just also want to preface this like, this is given that all of your basic needs are met, right? You have a place to live, you have food to eat, have clothes to wear. So I'm just going to assume most of you have internet connection and a device to watch this on. So probably your basic needs are met. So um, yeah, when you have limited financial resources, you have to think, what do you really want and what do you really need? So this eliminates unnecessary spending, and it really keeps you focused, um, because yeah, then we're consuming less, and we, I don't want to say don't have to work as hard, but yeah, we're not stressing about money so much if we're only buying what we need. Um, and then lack of time. So lack of time, it's probably something a lot of people have at one point or another felt like you have no time. So if you have limited time, you will probably be more discerning about how you spend your time. So your priorities are probably going to be more clear, or it opens up that opportunity for being more clear on how you want to spend your time, how you want to prioritize your time. So if you only have 1 hour of free time in a day, what do you really want to do with that hour? Do you want to spend it scrolling social media, or do you want to connect with a friend or play with your kids? So if you have tons of time, you have tons of time to waste. And if you have limited time, you're probably going to be doing things that are more meaningful for you. So, a friend of mine once told me a quote that was like, if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person. That's what it is. So, someone who's really busy, they know how to prioritize their time. But if someone who has tons of time on their hands, I'll do it later, and it just gets pushed off. So I'm speaking from experience here. That's what I do. So a lot of people are probably the same. They work better on a deadline. Um, and yeah, because that lack of time, when you're on a time crunch, then you are prioritizing things in a different way. So, yeah, those are just kind of my thoughts about how we can look at it differently when these feelings come up, because I feel like they're bound to. If I don't have enough for this right now, okay? Lack of resources. How can I be creative and think outside of the box? Oh, I don't have enough money for this. Okay, what do I really need this, or do I just want this? So really getting clear about that. And then I don't have enough time. What do I really want to put my energy and time towards? How can I prioritize those things in a different way? Um, so, yeah, let me know what you think. Leave me a comment, and what kind of lack things come up for you, and how do you deal with those when they come up? So, yeah, if you like this video, you can subscribe. I have a new one every other week, and I also have yoga videos and journaling and a whole series of posture alignment videos if you're just getting started in yoga or if you want to. So, yeah, I'm happy to have you, and thank you so much for giving this time to yourself, because that's really what's important. When we take the time to tune into ourselves and really understand what's going on within, we can understand and show up more fully um, to the people around us. So, with that, have a beautiful week, beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.